Hi, and welcome back to Bounce Forward with me, Tiff. I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which I'm recording this podcast, the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. I pay my respects to elders past and present. Diana came to me with a great question. I've been feeling lost with no direction. However, today I realized that I am not responsible for others and their actions, just for myself. So why is this important? Because I've been overstretching myself to help and fix everyone's problems and feel bad if I can't help, which then leads to guilt. Well, I am over it all and will try to only deal with my own stuff from now on and let others deal with their own things. Time to concentrate on me. Diana, this is such a gorgeous note from you, and it is such a great launch pad for an episode because what you're talking about is that mum guilt. And I feel it all the time, whether I'm training or going to an appointment or an occasional date night with Ed, even just washing my hair the other night. I was like, I shouldn't be washing my hair. Those kids are up. I should be doing something with the kids. I just feel guilty the whole time. And it just never goes anywhere. So how do you get over that mum guilt and look after yourself? It's such a common experience for mums and caregivers, and it involves, feeling guilty about not doing enough for your kids, balancing work and family, and then taking the time out for yourself. And it's like self-care is, everyone's like, oh, I took a shower. That was self-care. No, taking a shower isn't self-care. That's something that you're allowed to do that you shouldn't feel guilty over, or washing your hair, for example. That's something you have a right to do as a human being, but as mums, for some reason, we feel guilty for that, especially with young children. I really have noticed this with my 1-year-old. She's turning 2 in a couple of weeks, but gosh, it's so tough when they're little, and it feels like just yesterday she was a newborn, and, I would feel guilty just leaving the room that she was in. It was such a palpable feeling. So I have some tips that have helped me along my journey to get to where I am now, where I'm able to take some time out to train, or I prep meals, or I do something for myself, which makes me a happy mum. And when I'm a happy mum, I'm a better mother. So I can't pour from an empty cup, and no one should. And you have to fill that cup. So number 1 is acknowledging your feelings, I think. Recognizing and validating that, everyone feels this way. Validating your emotions instead of suppressing them. This is something that I'm going to feel, but I'm going to deal with it. And having that self-compassion to treat yourself with some kindness and understanding that you would offer a friend in a similar situation, where I say to my best friend, hey, go and wash your hair, have a shower, do your nails, take some time out, let hubby take over for a minute and just take a breath. But I'll say that to my best friend, but I'll never say that to myself. You really do have to have that self-compassion. And then set some realistic expectations, I think. Some achievable goals for yourself and your family. Understand that you can't do everything perfectly, and that's okay. We have a little saying in the Cavalier household, done is better than perfect. Done is better than perfect. So we get shit done, but it's not perfect, and I'm okay with that. And I'll have people over and the house isn't perfect, but it's clean and it's okay. But, racing around and making sure that everything's presentable for visitors for an hour or 2 is just not achievable with my work schedule and filming schedule and everything that I have going on. So I sometimes just have to let go of perfectionism. And that's a big weight off your shoulders once you let go of perfectionism. And then you need to prioritize and focus on what's truly important. And I always prioritize my critical tasks, and that helps with the mum guilt a lot. So I've got some urgent things I need to deal with, and then some things that I can delay or delete and do that later. That really helps me to know that what I'm doing is urgent and critical, and I need to do that, and time away from my kids. It's okay. It's okay. You need to communicate this stuff. Like, you wrote into me and you communicated that you needed some support and some help, and that you are doing this for you now. And it's okay to communicate and seek support. Talk about it. Share your feelings to your partner, your friends, your family members. Sometimes just talking about stuff alleviates some of the guilt. I love things like mothers groups and community groups. I'm so passionate about my TXO community because it's a place where you can jump in and gain that support and get that advice and be part of the empathy where people in similar situations shine through, and you can see, it's not just me feeling like this. There's so much solace in that. Practicing self-care. Self-care is not selfish. So take time for yourself. Ensure that you have time to rest, to relax, to engage in activities you enjoy. And you might be saying, easier said than done, Tiff, but you need to make an appointment with yourself. And I put in an hour a week into my diary, into my calendar, Tiff time. I might be playing the piano. I might be going for a run. I might be doing some food prep. I might be washing my hair. I might be getting my nails done. I might just set aside the time to shave my legs. It doesn't matter, but it is just some time for me to feel more human and like I'm filling my cup a little bit. You've got to fill your cup because happy mums are good mums. You're a great mum if you're happy. Healthy lifestyle, maintaining that healthy lifestyle of regular exercise, balanced diet. I get into the trap of asking my husband, can I go train? Or can I go for a run? Or can I go, he's like, why are you asking me? I'm like, because I feel so guilty. But he doesn't ask. He just goes and does it. But the mum is asking, or can I just go have a shower? What are you asking me for, Tiff? I don't know. I just feel so guilty. So it's ridiculous how much we have that in us, and you need to keep up the basics, the 1%ers that give you energy and fill that cup. So good diet, adequate sleep, good exercise, build it in as the strong foundation. And other people's problems and trying to fix everyone, that's not what you need to do. You need to focus on yourself, your own grass. Make sure that it is healthy and luscious. Not focusing on what's going on over there at the next door neighbors. Like, you need to really focus on you. And then it's quality time. I do work a lot. I'm a working mum, and there's a lot of guilt with that, right? Especially when, some of my friends aren't working mums and, they're doing endless play dates and catch-ups and coffees and all of this stuff, and I feel like I'm missing out. But I say to myself, it's quality time. I spend quality time with my children. I put my phone away. I make sure that, I'm really focused on them and I'm being present with my children. So there's no distractions and I'm engaging with them. Quality time over quantity. All the experts, and I have researched this a lot because of my mum guilt, all the experts, the parenting experts say that it is quality over quantity with children. You need to get in their face and be 100% there with them and in that moment, and it really does help. Then my next tip is to really challenge those negative thoughts, and it's not easy, but you've got to identify and reframe. And the negative thoughts that contribute to that guilt, for example, instead of thinking I'm not spending enough time with my kids, think I'm doing my best to provide for my family and spending quality time when I can, and so having some positive affirmations and just reframing some of those negative thoughts can be really helpful. Next, you really want to set some boundaries. So work-life balance, set boundaries between work, family, even with yourself, because I'm my worst enemy. I'm always trying to take on more than what I can do. And so I set boundaries with myself where I'm like, nope, you're just doing these 3 things. That's it for now. And, there's always someone wanting, me to do a keynote or a boot camp or and I just say, no. I do my podcast, I do TXO, and I do my kids. There's the 3 things I can handle at the moment. And then you have to learn to say no, and it's uncomfortable, but no is important, and you've got to exercise the no muscle just as much as you exercise your other muscles. No is a full sentence. You don't need to justify it, FYI. That's something I learned from clinical psychologist Bardon, and I've never forgotten it. I'm so sorry I can't do that. Not because of this and because of that, just no. It's a full sentence. And then I find that focusing on accomplishments and small wins really helps to see how far you've come, and it boosts your confidence and reduces those feelings of guilt. I keep a gratitude journal as well, which really helps. I love 3 Good Things. It's an app. And every night, my son and I just put 3 good things in the app, 3 good things that happened today. He maybe got a sticker at school for good work, or, maybe I took out some time for some deep breathing or whatever it is. There's 3 good things that we write down into the app. And like I said before, you've got to accept imperfection. And that's so important. What matters is your effort and love for your children, not that you're perfect. And they're going to learn from you as a good role model that it's okay to make mistakes, and that builds resilience and self-compassion. So it's really, really important to make mistakes and to not try to feel as though you have to be perfect, because that does feed into the mum guilt a lot. It's a tricky thing. It's really hard, and I'm not sure if it'll ever go away. And I'm trying really, really hard myself to deal with it. But I really love that you are making time for you, creating that boundary where you're separating from other people's problems and saying that now is the time to concentrate on me. So Diana, I am really excited about this time in your life, and I really hope that you go forth and thrive, not just survive. Thanks so much for listening to Bounce Forward. I love having your company, so please DM me on Instagram at tiffpaul_xo and let me know what topics and questions you'd love me to cover. Don't forget to rate and review me on your podcast app. Happy days.